What's up, everybody? Welcome back to another day in Car Mechanic Simulator 2021 with me, the Virtual Mechanic. And today's project, this is an awesome new mod by Jackyl. This is the Volkswagen Type 2 T1 Samba Bus, and it is absolutely incredible. It isn't quite the full camper I was definitely hoping for, but we have a seated bus nonetheless, and it looks absolutely awesome. In my opinion, definitely better than the double cab pickup, you know, with all the bay windows on here and things like that. I think it looks absolutely incredible. Beautiful work by Jackyl. And yes, there is a link in the description below if you want to grab this one for yourself. But it is on the Steam Workshop, so it is nice and easy to find. Before we fully jump into this, I just need to say thank you very much to the 3 of you that voted for the Griffin Tyro Black Flag, giving it a total average score of a 9.2 out of 10, coming in 8th place in our wonderful show car board. Not quite into that top 4 that I was hoping for, but never mind. I loved it. You guys apparently did enjoy it, just not as much as you've enjoyed some of the other builds. But anyway, thank you very much to everyone who voted for that one. It's always nice to get it onto the board. But now back to this beautiful Samba bus. Let's get in and have a look. There it is, the Volkswagen Type 2 T1 Samba bus. And we've gone for the Jackyl Sport Edition. There's quite a few editions for this one. In fact, I'm just going to open this one up just enough so you can see this back panel. All of the different editions, apart from this Sport Edition, basically have different colour on this paneling. There's cream, cream and black, cream and blue, cream and red, cream and brown. There's a few other ones, I think. We'll probably see them later when we check out the body shop, or at least the colour labelling for them anyway. So that's that. But let's get back into this. As I said, we've gone for the Jackyl Sport Edition, which is just a bit sportier than the normal versions. And as we're going down the drag strip for this one today, see how it compares to the double cab pickup version. We got ours from the auction house, and it's available from the barn, the junkyard, or the auction. So we got it from the bad auction. But all in all, that's very good. Everything above 34% condition-wise. So I'm definitely happy with that. But did we get a good deal? Yes. Yes, we did. It doesn't happen very often, but I'm always glad when it does. We bought it for 147,777 and could currently sell it for 153,663, making a profit of 5,886 if we were to sell this right here and right now, which we obviously aren't going to do. We've got a lot of work out ahead of us today. Get this camper, no, it's not a camper, get this Samba bus up to drag strip level. The engine in this one is the B6 M6 4.50, pumping out 325 factory horsepower. So we've got a little bit to work with. Hopefully we can increase that by quite a considerable amount, get it onto the drag strip, and hopefully get some good runs in and beat the double cab pickup. Obviously, the double cab pickup didn't make it onto the speeder board, and I'm not expecting the Samba bus to either. But hopefully we can beat that double cab pickup. Fingers crossed on that one. So let's get stuck into this beautiful little camper. It's not a camper. I need to get that out of my head. This beautiful little Samba bus. Let's get this beast into the car wash. Let's get it all cleaned up. In the car wash with the Samba bus. What colour is it going to be? Is it that blue? Underneath all of this dust and grime. Let's get it cleaned and let's find out. We do have a livery pack that we've added into the game for this one. Obviously added in by Zaraki almost as soon as this mod came out. We love to see it. Good work, Zaraki. They all look beautiful. We'll talk about them a little bit more a little later on. But let's get this interior done. Get the Samba bus back on the lifter. Get everything ripped out of there. Start stripping it all down. Ready to go back together. All shiny, new, and hopefully good enough to take on the drag strip. The sporty Samba is in the air. We need to check for that oil pan. It is all nice and clean. Obviously, it's a B engine. There is no actual oil pan, but we're going to assume there's some oil in it because most of the engine is there. So let's go and get all of that drained out and then see what we've got next. That's pretty dark. There's quite a bit of it, though. Well, there was quite a bit of it, so we'll say it was a decently running engine. Now, we've come into our first issue here, which is our drive shafts not quite fully lining up. Sometimes the limitations of the games make it that way, but the engine itself isn't actually clipping through the floor, and I think that's more of a winner than the drive shafts lining up. But anyway, let's get in. We are going to need to take these drive shafts out, along with this starter as well. So we'll start with the starter, and then I'm going to crack on, and if I can, zoom out just a little bit, there we go, and get these wheels and drive shafts off, and I'll be back in just a second. That's the drive shafts out. Now we can move in and get this gearbox off as well. Out you come. And then see if we've got anything else. I think we might need to get some of this exhaust off. So we're going to just take it all off, including the turbocharger part, just to be on the safe side. And then these exhaust manifolds as well. We might have got away with the manifolds, but it's easier just to take them off while we're here anyway. So out you come, and then out you come on this other side. And then we'll give it a go. We're pulling this beast of an engine out of here. So back down you come, Samba Bus. And let's go and grab the engine crane, get it over to the van, and get that engine pulled out. Fingers crossed. No, we also need to remove the intercooler. Okay, let's see if we can do that from here. In we go. It should be this top piece. Off you come. Is it going to ask us to take any more out? No, that was it. Nice and easy. There we go. Did make a little bit of a mistake there. Oh, it opens. Oh, I see. That piece is the hood and that piece is the trunk. So when you take the engine out, it actually opens the trunk. We didn't need that. We just needed the hood open. But let's get in and see what we got going on inside the engine bay. We do have an ECU up here, which should make tuning a little bit easier a little bit later on. We also have our oil filter on our service set, along with our power steering reservoir, neatly tucked right into there. That's good. Then we got a fuel tank and a fuel pump up here. Just spin around, make sure there's nothing else there. And then up the front, we've got the battery, our brake servo, ABS pumper module, and a cheeky little fuse box. There we go. No wishy-washy reservoir on this one today. What else are we missing? Is it just the wishy-washy reservoir? Coolant. No coolant. Okay, bit bizarre. But anyway, we need to drain some liquids. I can't reach them all from here, so I'm just going to crack on and get it done. But you know the drill by now. Right-click, additional tools, drain tool, then click on hold on whichever container you want to drain the liquids out of, and it will drain them all out. We're going to get the rest of this all stripped out. Then when we come back, it'll be time to sort out the beautiful Samba Bus's stunning bodywork before we go into the paint shop and decide what colours we're going to pick today. That's everything mechanical for our beautiful Samba Bus, all ready to go. Now we need to sort out all of this bodywork so we can get this beautiful, beautiful van into the car wash, into the paint booth, and decide what we're going to do with the colours today. So let's start stripping it down. We got a front door, front bumper, front headlights, out you come, front end, that little lip spoiler down there. Thank you. The Volkswagen badge is a car part. Definitely happy about that. Anything else there? Doesn't look like it. Do need the windshield out though. We're obviously missing the door on this side. Body windows is all of them. I'm happy about that. Don't have to put all of them in individually. Down the back we go. We've got a rear bumper, tail light, hood, and trunk on there. Anything else? That was the exhaust. Doesn't look like it. Oh, this roll cage is apart. There we go. Car part 3. Out you come. Windows on the other side. Off you all come there. And then obviously we've got these doors here as well. Off you come and off you come. Any of this other internal stuff look like it's going to be... Oh, car part 5, the Euro part. Oh, you are the, like, foldy backy sunroof bit. I like that. Good effort. What else do we have? That looks like it could be it. Let's get in and get this interior out for the moment, though. Left front seat, left right seat, left right seat, left front seat, right front seat, and out with that steering wheel there. Now, is that everything? 4%, so it's definitely not. What are we missing? Rear right fender, clamshell, and rear left. Oh, right, the fenders are these strippy bits down here. Out you come. I did already know that. There we go. Out you come. And then the rear clamshell is our lovely little spoiler we've got going on up there. There we go. Now that should be everything. I remembered the pieces. Is the battery under the seat? That's impressive. I didn't realise that. There we go. 1% on there and nothing showing up on there. We bought it for just under 150,000 and the frame is at 34%. So what do we reckon? I think this might be quite high. I'm going to go 1750. Seems a bit low. 3,300. It was a little bit low. Let's get into the body shop though and see what we've got going on. Fresh import goods. Volkswagen Type 2 T1 Samba Bus. On we go and see all of our parts. So car part 1 is the badge. Down at the back, we also have a Volkswagen badge. That probably came off with the trunk or the whichever one it was. Then we got our roll cage. Well, I don't think we're using this part. I'm hoping it's not missing anyway. I don't particularly want it. Then, as I say, you've got all the colours for your... Oh, you can have the roof open or closed. That's a nice little touch. So you can have it all black interior, open or closed, then brown interior, open or closed, so on and so forth for the rest of the colours. Car part 6 is the window wipers. They get their own thing. Front bumper, front end. And then we get into the colour choices. Black, black and cream, brown and cream, blue and cream, red and cream, or straight up cream. And it's the same for all of the doors on that one there. We're just going for the straight up black for ours today. Then we got the windows, which are just the windows. The hood is just the hood. Headlights, tail lights, and mirrors. Rear bumper, rear clamshell, and then more options for the doors. Again, we're just going to be going for these black ones. But on these ones, where you can see the image, we don't need the colours because it shows you what colour they are. But on the reverse side, it doesn't show you, so he's put the colour names in there, which is what we like. The rear left and rear right fender are them chrome strips. More windows, headlight, mirror, tail light. Trunk, I'm assuming that one's meant to be black and cream. Not sure, though. Maybe that doesn't actually come out. Maybe it is just a solid black. We'll check that one a little bit later on. Trunk window and windshield. That is literally everything. Nice and simple. Doesn't look like too much is like for like. Looks like most of it is straight up like for like. Not too many options, especially when most of the options are just the colours. And as you can see, all of our interior is black. These panels here would normally go cream, I believe, if you've got like the black and cream or the red and cream, so on and so forth. But there we go. So now I'm going to crack on, get all of these body parts that I can repaired, buy what we need to buy, and then we can get the Samba Bus all back together. Pretty confident we got everything we need to get the Samba Bus back together. So let's just crack on with it. Starting with the door. Obviously, everything interior-wise is just listed to black with this one here. On we go. Windshield in you go, along with our window wipers on there. And then, obviously, we got the car part one, which is our beautiful Volkswagen badge. And I do like it in black, so it may stay that colour. I'm not sure. We'll see later on. Front bumper on you go. And then, obviously, just under that, we've got the front end, which is our little diffuser lip on there. Right door is then, again, a black interior, and then the windows and the mirror on there. Before we jump in and do the full inside, I'm going to do car part 5, which is our roof lining bit. We've got it closed. We are racing. We don't really want it open. And while we're also in here, if I can reach it, it's not going to let me. It wants to do the windows. We'll come back to that. That's fine. But the doors on here are all obviously a black inside as well. So on with them windows and them windows. And then we can get the big main windows for this backside on. If we go round to the back, before we chuck the trunk and stuff in, we'll get that roll cage in there. There we go. And then on with the trunk, and then the trunk window. And then just at the top, our rear clamshell, which is just our little spoiler up there. Tail light on you go, rear bumper on you go, and tail lights for the other side. And then we've got our hood piece at the back on you go, and just a blank license plate for the time being. And don't forget this Volkswagen badge. Does kind of look like it's there, but it is meant to be chromed out. So that's that one done. We'll get these body windows done as well. And that might be no, it's not everything. I've missed a piece. These fenders here. Got to make sure you don't forget these ones on you go and on you go there. And that might be everything for the bodywork. We will check it in a second and see if we've missed anything. But I'm going to crack on with the interior. And I have kept it very similar. In fact, the steering wheel is identical. Steering wheel 7. I always like it. It looks quite good. Have swapped the seats ever so slightly. We've gone for seat 11, leather A, whereas they were solid black before. But I do like to do a little bit of two-tone colouring on my interiors. There we go. That's what we've gone for. Have we got everything, though? 100%, 100%, 100%. We definitely have. Ready to get this beautiful Samba Bus into the paint shop and decide what we're going to do with the colours for this fantastic Samba van. In the paint shop with our beautiful Samba Bus. It's not looking so beautiful at the moment, but we will fix that in no short time at all. First off, we're going to go over to the liveries and we're going to see what options we have got. Now, when Zaraki does his liveries, he always does the same thing, which is he'll put the base livery in there, and then if you go into that mod folder and then open up the liveries folder inside the mod just for this one, you'll get all of these other ones. I'm just going to quickly scroll through them so you can see them all. And all you need to do is take them out of the liveries folder for this livery and add them to the camper folder. You will have to add a livery section in camper. I keep saying camper. It's not a camper. It's the Samba Bus. There we go. You just need to take the livery files out of Zaraki's mod folder and move them into Jackyl's mod folder with a new folder titled Liveries. It is nice and simple. The instructions are all on the mod page, so go and grab that one for yourself. I will include a link to Zaraki's Liveries in the description below as well. But today we are going to scroll across to and go for this beautiful orange colour, and orange and grey is actually what we're going to go for. I just want it a bit of a darker grey. We're going to go to around 35 on there, and I'm going to go for a matte finish on our bus, and I think it's going to look pretty epic. This is the colours we're going to go for. You can already see there are some bits we need to fix. Now, the liveries apparently are changing, doing something with the bumpers, the roll cage, both front and rear bumpers, and obviously that little clamshell part. I'm not sure why that is, but you can take all of these parts off separately, so it doesn't matter. You just paint them individually, and I'm not sure what we're going to do. I'm going to get rid of this chrome, hopefully get rid of some of this chrome here, maybe make these a steel black, maybe even just straight up make the bumpers invisible, so like a bumper delete on this one. Either that or steel black, we'll decide, and the same with them trim pieces on there. Definitely going to need to probably do some steel black on that spoiler, make it look a little bit better, and something with that roll cage. Whether we do that one in a grey or an orange, I'm not 100% on that yet, but this is the base image we're going to go for. We're obviously going to do something with that Volkswagen badge as well. Whether we keep it grey or go for a straight up black will depend on what we do with the rest of it. But while we're here, we're also going to do all the screws, but not the rims for the time being. We may come back to that. And I do kind of want to keep it the 35 grey, but I know that the bolts won't cover a matte finish, which means I think we're a little bit darker. So I think we need to bring the brightness up. Maybe we'll go to 55 and see what that looks like. But anyway, let's get it painted. That should be livery on, undercolor on, and then obviously all the bolts done. Where can I go in and test the bolts right now? I knew there was one here somewhere. I need to be in the engine bay. Really? Okay, we'll do it this way then. We'll go from the back, and then we'll jump all the way to the front. Get that ABS pump on there. Get the module on top, and then see what this grey is like. It is pretty dark. We do want it quite dark. Should we have left it as it was? Maybe that's not a bad grey. We will fully test it a little bit later on. But for the time being, we do want this ABS pump and module out of here. Out you come. Out you come. And there should be nothing else left on it now. That's fine. So I'm going to now crack on, get the rest of the bits painted that I want to get painted. The only thing I do wish I could change that isn't changeable is this trim here. I wish we could get that changed. I'd love to do that in over a black or a grey or something like that and get that all finished off. But sadly, we can't. It's part of the body, so we're going to keep a little bit of chrome on this one. But we're going to try and black out, grey out, maybe orange out, the rest of it. So I'm going to crack on and get all of them bits painted, do something with this interior as well, and we'll see it all back together on the lifter in just a few minutes with everything changed. There she is then, the fully painted Samba Bus. The only bits I couldn't change that I did want to, as I said before, is this chrome trim. I'd like to get that into a black, same as this trim down here. Just looking a little bit better, in my opinion. But I'm not the biggest fan of chrome, so that's the only reason for that. I much prefer a black look. So we've gone for matte black on these rear bumpers. We've gone for a body-matched orange on the Volkswagen lettering just there. Looking pretty good. And obviously we did a matte black just on this clamshell as well, but keeping the chrome accents just because we have a little bit of chrome on there that we need to try and blend in and make it look like it's natural. Black trim on this side as well, along with the black front bumper and the black Volkswagen badge at the front. We also took the chrome out of the headlights and the tail lights and made the mirrors a lovely little matte black as well on there. I think it's all looking quite good. For the interior, we just put an orange center on those two-tone seats, matching them with the bodywork, looking good. And then for the steering wheel, we did the body-matched grey on there with a black steel centre just to finish that one off quite nicely. I think that's pretty much all of it, apart from the roll cage, which is also just in a steel black in there. Not a steel black, sorry. Matte black is the colour I've been using, not the steel black. I'm going to try and not use as much steel black. The only time I use steel black is if I want to get two-tone colour on a thing. And I want, say, like that orange with black on the other part. That's where I'll mostly use a steel black. But that's it for the minute. I think it's looking absolutely fantastic. One thing I am unsure about is maybe deleting these bumpers. I like the rear end without the bumper on it, but I'm not sure how I feel about the front end without the bumper on it. With that front lip, I'm not sure if I get rid of that as well, and then it just looks a bit meh, in my opinion. So I definitely think we'll keep that front end on, but I'm unsold on the bumpers as for the moment. We'll come to them later on. For the minute, they're black. They're probably going to stay black. Would you keep the bumpers or would you do a bumper delete on this one? Let me know what you would do in the comments below. But there we go. Now we've got all of that painted. I need to now crack on and get all of the engine and suspension and all of that painted. I'm going to put these bumpers back on for the time being. There we go, and there we go. But yeah, I'm going to get everything else painted, and then we can start getting this beautiful Samba Bus all back together, ready to tear up the drag strip. That's everything painted for our beautiful Samba Bus and ready to go. And a couple of pieces have changed. These rear bumpers, I know I said I couldn't decide what I was going to do with them, but thanks to some help from the channel members over on my Discord, we've decided to go for a black with a little bit of chrome just showing up on there, keeping it up with the black that's going on with the trim around, but still adding a bit of chrome to balance in with that chrome trim that we've got going all the way around this beautiful Samba Bus. So yes, that's the only thing we've changed on the body. As I said, we've got lots to look at. Everything now is painted, and let's get started. We go all the way down to the back. We're just going to start at the rear end. We're going to jump in here and see what we've got. Up here, we've got our blacked out oil filter and a little bit of black on that power steering reservoir. Our ECU Type B Stage 3 up there isn't painted because you can't paint them. And if we jump into our suspension, we've got grey on the shocks there. We've got grey on the knuckle cover, and then black on the arms with a little bit of orange on there as well. Orange bushings, orange spring, orange brake caliper, orange central hub piece on there, looking good. Then we got black oil tank and an orange oil fuel pump and fuel tank, I meant to say. I know what I'm doing, honestly. And then as for our battery, it does clip in a little bit with the suspension. We could obviously go and fix that, but sadly, I don't have the time. But the battery tray is in a body matched grey. The arms are in a steel black. And then obviously we still kept the Volkswagen logo in that orange on the top there. And if we swing around, the ABS pump and module are in a grey and with the orange. Oh, that's one thing I forgot to say. You've obviously noticed I did change the bolts from grey to orange. They didn't work that well in grey, so I did go to orange. You've obviously seen it. I just forgot to actually say it. Then we got our brake servo mostly blacked out up there and our fuse box in that body grey. All looking very nice. And as for the front suspension, the front cross members in that grey. And then we got blacks dotted around everywhere else. Lots of the oranges and then little bits of the grey and black. I think it's all looking very good for the suspension. But now we need to crack on and go and build the beautiful engine ready to be dropped into our Samba bus. Let's get on with it. The engine blocks, both sides, are in that body grey with some steel black on there as well, hence why we're getting the black accents on the inside. Then we've got our engine cylinders. They're in the body grey, and then our engine heads are in a steel black, still keeping the red on there. And you need 6 spark plugs for each side, so 12 of them in total. If we nip round to the other side, you'll be able to see all of them there as well. We've got the pipes underneath there in a body matched grey, and we've obviously got a camshaft in there as well, round to this side, so you can see all of that. Then in here, you've got a cam gear on either side, a timing chain on either side, an A and a B, and then a timing chain shoe as well, along with your timing covers, which we've just done ours in the steel black to carry on with the steel black of this build. But let's crack on with the timing covers to go on the top, which are also in that steel black. And then all of these bolts, when they go into the car, should go a beautiful orange, and it should all look fantastic. But let's crack on. Crankshaft pulley, you are just in a steel black on there. We've also got our ignition distributor, which is in orange and steel black. We get a little bit of orange accents around the outside and in the centre there. And then we've obviously got our distribution rotors unpainted in the middle, but our caps are in that body match grey with a little bit of steel black just on the top there. And all of these clips are in a beautiful orange. I did not mean to turn the torch on there. There we go. Let's get that one off and get these clips all on. On you go and on you go there. Then the power steering pump in a solid steel black. We were going to try and do that orange and black, but that one wouldn't let me. The alternator, this one doesn't have a performance part. I'm a bit surprised by that. I think every other alternator does, or pretty much every other one does. But we just went for black on ours in there. And then we should have... Oh, the surrounds can't come till a little bit later. So let's get on around. The crankshaft bearing to go on top of these. We've just done ours in a nice and easy black. And then we've got engine head covers. The top ones are in orange to resemble the orange on the van that's on the top half. And the bottom half are in a body match grey. Again, to resemble that same effect. And it is looking pretty good. We will get our exhaust manifold on as we're here. That one is just in a steel black and looking pretty good. Let's get around to the other side and get that one all up to the same space. And I'll be back in a second. There we go, all up to the same spot. It is looking good with that orange and grey on there, if I do say so myself. But let's crack on with this cover on the top, which we've just done in a steel black on there. On you go. We're going to come back into this middle section. The fan cover's in that body grey, and then the actual radiator fan is in a black and orange. Just a big splash of colour going on the front there. We've also got one belt, 2 belts, both in that black, and then a third belt just on the top there, also blacked out, with our idle roller in a cheeky little orange. Looking very, very nice. Let's crack on, though. We got the intake manifold on here in a body matched grey, looking very good. And again, these bolts, when they go orange in the car, it should look absolutely fantastic. So let's get all of this bolted up, get this engine finished off, and then we can check it out inside the car. You got a mechanical fuel injection up here. That one is in a grey and a little bit of steel black just on there. And then on top, we've got the mechanical fuel injection, which is in orange and steel black. And I think that one looks pretty good, in all honesty. We've also got a throttle down here, which is in orange and steel black again. Keep it up with the grey and black with a few splashes of orange. Maybe the orange is a bit too much. We'll see when it's all finished off. The air filter cover on here is in the steel black with a little splash of orange on there. Then we've got our performance air filter in there. and the cover on top also in a steel black, with some more orange clips going all the way around the outside of this one. Again, keeping up with that splash of orange. It's more than a splash now, isn't it? Let's be honest. Fuel filter on you go, just blacked out. And then we've got our ignition wires on here, which are in orange and steel black, making that bit that goes over the top steel black instead of a chrome, and all the cabling in orange. Looking fantastic. And then the last bit to go on is our turbocharger, which is in steel black on all the pipework, and then orange for the actual turbocharger itself. And it is looking pretty good. I'm quite pleased with that one. That is all of that. The engine is fully done, so let's get it dropped into the Samba Bus, and hopefully it's going to look awesome. The engine cranes over. Let's get this engine dropped into here and then see how good it looks. Hopefully it looks incredible. It does always open the trunk when you put the engine in, which makes sense because it is at the back, but we actually need the hood to open, not the trunk. But there we go. In we go. We'll take a look at that engine in all its glory. All them orange bolts on there do look absolutely fantastic. I am loving that. Beautiful, beautiful looking engine, if I do say so myself. But we do need to crack on. We've got a couple of bits left to go, so let's get it up in the air. We've got the gearbox to go in, the drive shafts, and obviously a little bit more for that exhaust. So let's crack on. In we go underneath. We've got the gearbox in here in the grey with a little bit of steel black on there. Looking very nice. Bolt you up. Then we've got our starter up here, just fully blacked out, looking pretty good. That's not quality of life bossed. That's just how you could normally paint it. Oh, too far. Then we want to get our rear drive axles in. They are just blacked out with an orange bolt. On you go, and on you go just there. And if we nip all the way around to the end, we can get our last two pieces on, which are our rear exhaust section, steel black with orange tips, looking good. Not that I think we'll be able to see them past the rear bumper, but it looks good nonetheless. Can I get the intercooler from there? I can't. I've got to get it back down on the ground. So let's do that. Down you go. Lovely, lovely Samba Bus. I love this. I think it looks absolutely fantastic. We're going to open that one again, jump in here, and then we're going to crack on and get this intercooler on, which is in orange and steel black. Just a little bit of orange trim around it, basically. Mostly in steel black, and a little bit of metalwork just on the inside there. That is looking very, very nice. We've just got some liquids to top up, some wheels to do, the windows to tint, and we can get this beautiful Samba Bus outside in the sun. So let's crack on and get these windows all tinted. Let's move the window tinter over and see what we've got. I'm going to crack on and get all of the body windows done, and then we'll see if there's anything we can do with these lights, although I quite like them as they are, so we might not do anything with them in all honesty. But let's jump in and let's take a look what we can do. This is where we're at so far. The windshield and the side windows at the front there are at 60%. Then the trunk window and all of the rest of the windows as we go all the way around are all at 100%. You've got rear right and rear left door on there as well. The hood does let you adjust something, apparently. I think it might be this little light up here, but I can't. Oh, I can just see it flickering. We don't want to do anything with that anyway. But onto the headlights, and I do think that we can get that little tint, the little yellow orangey tint out of there that doesn't match our orange anyway. Maybe we could just get it more of an orange. Oh, that's not that. It pits weird colours on that. I'm not a fan of that one. So we'll go back to the black and we'll see what we can do just to make it look a little bit different. Maybe up to like 60. Maybe we'll do the same as the windshield on a 60%. Just take that orange reflectiveness out of that one and make the indicator bit just a little bit darker. Okay, we'll go with that. We'll do that on the both sides and hopefully that will look good. And then we'll go down to the back and see if there's anything we can do down here. It is red and yellow. If we move it up to the same spot, that doesn't look too bad, actually. We'll do that. We're going to do that. On you go. And we'll get you at 60% as well. And that should be everything. I do think so. There we go. Let's come out and see if we can see out of these windows, because we will be drag racing this one today. We can see out. The position isn't too bad. It's a little off-centre, but that is a Volkswagen bus for you. But there we go. I like the window tint on that. The front tint on the lights doesn't look too shabby. Could be a bit darker. The back lights are just dark enough, I think, that we can get away with that. Maybe a little bit too dark. I'm not sure, but I like it. We're going to leave that as it is. And now we need to crack on, get the liquids all topped up, get some wheels done, and get the Samba Bus outside in the sun. In the paint booth then, and the rim we've gone for today is the Nissan Silvia, or the rim at Silvia. It looks pretty good. I've already tested the colours I want. So let's get on with that base body coloured orange and skip all the way over to steel black. You've probably seen this one many a times before, but we want an orange lip and a black rim on there. So let's get over to that one. There it is, mixed 3. You could also do mixed 4, which is a black lip and an orange rim, and paint and mix is all black on that one. But we don't want that. We want mix 3 on there. Hopefully the bolts will go orange when we put it on the car. They should do. They're all set to orange anyway, and I think that's looking pretty good. So let's get it painted, attached to some tyres, and let's get these on the beautiful Samba Bus. Just balancing this last rim now, and then we can get these onto our Samba Bus. On you go. Starting with the rear, not that it matters, they're the same size all the way around. And it's not rim 218, it is the Sylvia rim. And we've gone for this one, and it's an 18-inch rim, 205 width, 35 profile, and ET of 20, and it is the same at front and back. The 35 profile is if you're using slicks, which we are, and we've also painted the whole shot logo on them in a beautiful orange, just to give it something a little bit different. I think that's looking good on there. Let's get the front one on. As I said, all the same size, which is 18-inch rim, 205 width, 35 profile, and ET of 20 on there. There we go. That should be this beautiful Samba Bus now 100% finished. If we go in there and have a look, there it is, all 100% done. So let's get it down on the ground just to confirm that. Make sure none of the wheels are the wrong size or anything. It will let us go down. There she is, all done. Let's get it outside in the sun. I said it was all 100% complete, but I lied. It's not quite. We've got one thing left to do. Down to the back. Let's get off our blank license plate and get on the finished product, which is Drag Samba, slightly abbreviated on drag, but we are drag racing this Samba Bus, so that is what we're going for. There she is. Now she is well and truly all finished, looking fantastic. I think then the rims look beautiful on it. I like the splash of orange, but mostly black on there. I think that's looking pretty epic, if I do say so myself. Tail lights are tinted perfectly, in my opinion. The rest of the windows around the bus, dancing up and down, are all tinted perfectly as well. And I think the headlights are looking pretty special. Getting rid of the yellow indicator bits off of them. Just finished it off. Very, very nice. Very pleased with this one. Let's get inside and see what she sounds like, though. Let's get her started up. Beautiful interior. Excellent work by Jackyl on this one. But let's see what she sounds like. Pretty expected on the tick over there. Let's give it some gas. No, absolutely zero turbo whistle on that one. I was just trying to see if I can hear it in the background, which is a bit bizarre. It does have a turbo on it, so I expected a bit of turbo whistle, but it is missing. But never mind. That's enough of that. Let's get this beautiful Samba Bus onto the dyno, see what its horsepower is and what its drag rating will be. Let's get our Jackyl Sport Edition Samba Bus dynoed and see what sort of power we are making from this beast today. 325 factory horsepower from that V6 motor. How much have we increased it by? And what's its drag rating? A gain of 375 horsepower, 116%. You know we like it when it's more than a whole new engine. Bringing us up to 699 total horsepower from this Samba Bus. Absolutely fantastic. And a drag rating of 888. All of the 8s on there if you want to play around with that. Absolutely beautiful, wonderful. I'm still hoping this is going to be good on the drag strip. Let's have a look at the gearbox tune we've gone for today. I've gone for a straight up 3 ratio. 69 kilometers an hour in first gear, up to a recorded 304 kilometers an hour in fifth gear. I'm not sure if we'll make it quite to that in the quarter of a mile, but we shall see in just a few moments. Before we jump over there, though, a fully tuned Stage 3 ECU is also giving us 16% additional tuning, and you can check out the short to easily do it yourself every time up in the top right-hand corner or linked in the description below. There is also a link in the description below for an easy way to tune the carburetors every time as well. So go and check them out if you haven't seen them already. But enough about this. Let's get our Samba Bus into the drag strip and see if we can win a drag tournament with a Volkswagen Samba Bus. We're back at the Juneway Stripe Raceway with our Samba Bus. Let's get into it. King of the Sands, quarter of a mile, and obviously we're in the A class, so pay our 1,000 entry. Who have we got with us today? Our first race is against the Shelby Cobra Super Snake. That's a pretty wild one. That should definitely win there. But who have we got with us today? Buckshot's in here with the RTR Fastback Ford Mustang. We've also got Truck Fan is in there as well, or Chris Carlson in the Hamad Austral SVM Thor Edition. French Toast is also here in a VM Thor edition of the Hamad Austral S as well. There is another one up there. Maybe that's a popular one. There's another one down there as well. But that looks to be all of our friends. But we need to get on with our first race. Can we beat the Shelby Cobra Super Snake to make it into the next round? Let's go find out with our beautiful Samba Bus. The Super Snake Shelby Cobra, a wild, crazy race car versus our Samba Bus, which is a people carrier, effectively. Who's going to take the win on this one? We have obviously tuned it up, but it should be the Shelby Cobra. Let's see if we can beat it with our little bus. Let's go. Come on, you little beauty. Off the line. Quickly change into second there, and then quickly into third. It looks like we're winning into fourth. We are winning. We're going to win with the Samba Bus. Let's get it across the line and see what sort of times and speeds. 9.186 to the quarter of a mile with a speed of 251 kilometers an hour. Fantastic from our Samba Bus. I do think the Shelby Cobra should have been better than 10.3 seconds, if I'm being honest, but I'm still happy that we managed to get the win against the Shelby Cobra. Absolutely fantastic. Let's see who made it into the next round and see who we've got as our next competitor. We lost Truck Fan, but Buckshot is still in, and so is French Toast. So let's get on with our next round. We've got to beat the Ford F100 Drag Edition to make it into the semi-finals. Can we do it? Let's go find out. We won the first race in the Samba Bus. Can we beat the Ford F100 Drag? We know it's a wild drag strip build, and obviously ours is a sport build. Excellent work by Jackyl, by the way. This van is so much fun. But anyway, let's get on with this. Can we beat the Ford F100 Drag? Let's go. Come on, you little beast. Off the line, into second, into third. We are winning as it stands at the moment. Into fourth. We are still winning. Come on, you little beast. Across the line. And what sort of times did we get for our second run? A 9.137. So pretty accurate. That is a little bit faster than our first run, but with a slower top speed of only 245 kilometers an hour, which is a bit bizarre. But we have made it into the semi-final. So let's go and see who we've got, and if Buckshot and French Toast made it through as well. Well, sadly, neither French Toast nor Buckshot made it through, which I'm a little bit disappointed against, but it is what it is. Our next race is against another Shelby Cobra Super Snake, and with us still, we've got Hamad Australis Standard Thor Edition and another RTR Unicorn Ford Mustang. But we need to beat our second Super Snake of the day, so let's get on with it and try and make it into that final. Is it just the same car? It's the same colour, same pipework, everything. Maybe it's just forced to always come in that blue. Who knows? But still, we've already beaten one. We should be able to easily beat the second one. So let's just get on with it. And let's go. Come on, Samba Bus. You can do it. Let's make it into that final. Into second. Into third. We are in the lead, beating that Shelby Cobra. Let's just keep going. We will get into top gear and cross the line. What have we got? 9.086. Definitely happy with that. A new fastest run for us today. If we can get under 9 seconds with our final run, I'll be definitely very happy. But we have made it into the final with a 9.086 at 252 kilometers an hour, beating our second Shelby Cobra of the day. So we're in the final. Who are we going to be racing against? Let's go find out. It's our final race of the day, and we are in the final, and it is the Hamad Austral S Thor Standard Edition, or not the Standard Edition, the Thor Edition, but not the VM version, against the Volkswagen Type 2 T1 Samba Jackyl Sport Edition. Who's going to take the win for the final? Let's go find out, and hopefully we can take all of that prize money. The Hamad Austral is a beautiful, beautiful looking car. Absolutely love it, but I do prefer the classic look of that Samba Bus. Would rather it was a camper, but anyway, still beautiful nonetheless. It's the final. Can we beat the Hamad Austral S Thor Edition? Is it the Thor Edition? It is. Yes, it is the Thor Edition. Let's get in and let's go. Come on, you little Samba Bus. Let's win this tournament for all of the campers out there in the world. The campers, the Samba Buses, the double cab pickups. Let's go. I think we might just take this one into top gear and across the line. What have we got? 9.115. Bit of a shame. Our fastest top speed of the day, though, at 254 kilometers an hour. But we have won. We are taking all of the prize money. A Samba Bus beating 2 Shelby Cobras, a Hamad Austral S Thor Edition, and a Ford F100 Drag Edition. Absolutely fantastic from this wonderful little Samba Bus. Let's go and collect our prize money and then get this beautiful bus back to the garage, see where it's going to sit on the speeder board, and if we can sell it on for some nice profit. There's our prize money, the full 11,250. Thank you very much, Jackyl. You built an excellent sport edition of that Samba Bus. It is fantastic. I've absolutely loved this build. But now let's get back to the garage, get this beautiful bus onto the speeder board, and hopefully sell it on for some excellent profit. Where will our beautiful Samba Bus end up on the speeder board? 6th place for the Volkswagen Type 2 Samba Jackyl Sport Edition. 699 horsepower. the lowest in the top 10. So definitely very, very pleased with that one. Absolutely fantastic work by Jackyl with a 9.086 to the quarter of a mile, giving it 6th place and 252 kilometers an hour or 157 miles per hour rounded up. There we go. 6th place though from the Samba Bus. Absolutely fantastic. The double cab pickup version of the same was more than double the amount of time to get to the quarter of a mile. That was the one thing we wanted to compare the two against. So yeah, more than half the speed faster. No, the double cab pickup took more than double the time. I don't know. But yeah, something along them lines. You'll figure it out. It was 20-something seconds for the double cab pickup and obviously only 9.086 for that Type 2 Samba Bus. Absolutely fantastic. Loving it. But let's get back outside and let's say goodbye. There she is, all finished and 6th out of 17 on the speederboard. I'm definitely pleased with that one. Absolutely fantastic. Beautiful work by Jackyl. Link in the description below if you haven't got this one yourself already, as per usual. But it is easy to find on the Steam Workshop. But let's talk some facts and figures. That engine looks beautiful in there. We bought the car for 147,777 and could have sold it and made profit at the beginning of 5,886. But we obviously didn't do that. We spent a further 98,808 upgrading, tuning, modifying and painting. And I did have to paint this one a couple of times. You might have noticed it on the drag strip. When we went over to the drag strip, the dashboard and everything went orange. So I have since painted it back to a grey like it should be. But I did notice that when I left the game yesterday and loaded back in today, it also went orange. And obviously when I went to the photo locations, it went orange as well. So I'm assuming that's some sort of bug, glitch. I reckon it's probably to do with either the Quality of Life mod or the TKAftermarket mod, especially as the orange it goes is the same orange that's on the bolts. But enough about that. We obviously spent 246,585 upgrading, modifying and tuning this beast. So is there some money to be made? Let's get in. Let's take a look. Well, there she is, all 100% finished and just under 250,000 kilometers on there. Plus, that B6 engine, we managed to squeeze a load more power out of it from 325 factory to 699, a gain of 116% power on that one. Absolutely beautiful. But 246,585 to get there. Is there some money to be made from the beautiful Samba Bus? Yes, there is. With a sale of 541,475, that leaves us with 294,890 profit from this absolutely stunning Samba Bus. I've absolutely loved this build. It is well and truly a lot of fun. I do love a Volkswagen camper. It isn't a camper, it's a Samba, but it's still, I love the style of these buses nonetheless. There are some things I would do to have one of these in real life. I just cannot afford one. I would love one, though. But anyway, it's time to say goodbye to ours and take all our fantastic profit. And some of you eagle-eyed viewers might have noticed that there is nothing on the truck for the next episode. Don't worry. We will be back next time with something very cool and very exciting. And I hope you guys are going to really, really enjoy it. So we don't have anything to talk about there. But you are just going to have to stay tuned on Monday and come back and join us because it is going to be good. And I think you're going to like it. So there we go. That is it for today's episode. Let me know what you thought in the comments below. And as always, don't forget to leave a like and subscribe to the channel. It definitely really helps me out. You all know that already. But thank you very much for watching. Don't forget as well, you can become a channel member and become a member of the VM Garage Club by hitting that join button below for £2.99 a month, less than a cup of coffee. It supports me and you also get access to all my personal configs and liveries that I create mostly for the competitions, but occasionally now and then, and also that beautiful McLaren is on there as well. The current speederboard champion, an absolute fantastic build. We loved it. It was a lot of fun. Excellent work by Barker, who is winning some competitions as well. So he's definitely got the right skill set to be building awesome builds. But anyway, thank you so much for watching. If you want to become a channel member like these guys on screen, I would very much appreciate it. It really does help me out as a content creator. So thank you if you can do that. But if not, just continue supporting me the way you do. Watch the content, like and subscribe. And as always, leave a comment. Let me know what you think. Thank you all so much for watching. Have a wonderful day, whatever it is you're getting up to. Make sure you join us back on here on Monday. You aren't going to want to miss it. I can promise you that one. Thank you again. And as always, I'll see you in the next one. Goodbye.
Like and subscribe for Virtual Mechanic.